Metroid Prime 4 is only a few days away, and I have some thoughts I want to throw out into the YouTube algorithm abyss. I love the Metroid series. Metroid Prime and Metroid Fusion came out around the same time, and that was my entry point into the franchise. One, a first person adventure, the other was my real introduction to the Metroidvania style of exploration and adventure, and it was a cool sci fi setting and atmosphere of being alone in a hostile environment. But out of the two, Prime was my go-to Metroid. I loved being behind the visor and just scanning everything, and I mean scanning everything, just to learn more about this universe. Also, to this day, no other game has really done what Metroid Prime did. Take the Metroidvania style gameplay and exploration into the first person setting and make it work flawlessly as Nintendo and Retro did. The Prime trilogy, to this day, is still one of my favorite games in the series. The original still holds up beautifully. I'm currently streaming the remaster using my GameCube controller and the layout and the settings, and that's bringing back all the fond memories of playing that game as a kid. Echoes have solid improvements. True introduction to Dark Samus, who's intro in the first game as the post-credit teaser, was awesome. Got some nice expansions on the lore and Phazon. The Luminoth were kind of interesting, and then you had the whole dimension hopping between the light and dark world, even though the dark world was super annoying, and I hope they never do that again. And Corruption's new gameplay elements, introduction of new bounty hunters was cool. But the teaser at the end with Silex has left me wanting more for 18 years. And no, Metroid Prime Hunters and Federation Force did not help with this wait. But even though those two games probably didn't make getting 4 sooner, I still blame Other M for everything and will for all eternity. Now, with all this exposition and background out of the way, let me say a few things about 4. I cannot wait to play it. I am cautiously optimistic. What Nintendo has shown looks cool, and an expansion on the Prime formula. Depending on how the bike works and how it's used, and if it gets upgrades, that could make for some cool exploration options and change up things a bit from just getting upgrades for this suit. Kind of like how you got upgrades for the ship and Corruption, but, they actually, have gameplay elements instead of just being used to open up new areas and have a short cutscene. So I really wanted to fly that ship in 3. Uh, However, we also have new powers and all that. That's to be expected with every new Metroid game in the series. I even look forward to meeting some of the new characters in that universe. However, put a big ol' asterisk marks on that last one. Part of what I love about the Prime series and Metroid in general is that it's just Samus on some world, generally on her own for the most part, and finding clues and logs to piece the story together. The only thing that worries me from the previews is Miles. Something that has been on the internet ever since the trailer came out is this character. He seems to be a companion-esque character that will be with us for who knows how long. We have had other characters show up in the story in the past with the Prime games. The Hunters and Corruption come straight to mind, but they were there for a bit. They did their thing, and that was it. Same with Adam in Fusion as your AI buddy who gave the tips. Not a fan of how much handholding you did on that one, but it wasn't super intrusive, and it was really only during the elevator rides and at very critical story moments. Other M. Point being, Samus is still exploring and doing her thing on her own 90% of the time. Now, if he's just there for a short time in just that one area, it'll be bearable. I'll live. That's fine. If he is in it for the entire thing, commenting on everything I do, then we're going to have issues. This isn't Borderlands. I don't need someone making jokes and trying to have witty one-liners while I'm trying to scan and fill up my log and immerse myself in the world and read logs. I don't need commentary on what's in there. I can do that on my own in my own headspace. I also don't want someone telling me what to do and where to go next. Part of the charm and draw for me is the backtracking of old areas and finding new things and seeing if there is hidden objects or paths I can now go down. Getting lost accidentally, finding some hidden secret with upgrades for like my missile capacity or energy tanks. Exploring the world and finding my own way. If they take that away, I believe they're taking out one of the main pillars of the franchise and what draws a lot of people into it. I know that's why I'm here 18 years later, having played every Metroid game in existence. Even the ones I don't consider Metroid games, like Metroid Prime Hunters, Federation Force, and Other M. Dread shows that Nintendo still understands the franchise, and Dread was one of my favorite games the year it came out. Prime 4 should be an easy win. But if they decide to give me a companion who tells me what to do and where to go, I hate to say it, but it may be joining Other M as a one-time play deal, and then I sell it. But with that out of the way, on the 2nd, I will be playing and praying for 2 things. 1, that 18-year wait has been totally worth it. And 2, Miles and any other companion in the game is only there for a short period of time, and they leave me to my own devices. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care.